Hey everyone, welcome to Buick Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today is the start of our bear season. So this year here, we're off to a bit of a shaky start. Not only were we busy with a move, we sold our place out in Buick, and we moved into a nice little community here up in northern BC. There's also forest fires all over the place, so our typical hunting camp spot is under evacuation order. So not only are we in a new town, we're also in a new hunting grounds. But we still headed out, and it didn't take us long to find a bear. You're not shooting? Well, if Dad's not gonna shoot, I'm gonna shoot him. Stick in the way once we move.
Yeah, just laughing.
Does that road go up and over, Dad?
That's a pipeline right away. I don't know. There's a creek up ahead and a bridge, and then there's another road up there.
If I didn't hit him, I'd be very, very, very surprised.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's more there. There he is. There we go.
Bear down. Good job, buddy. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Not big, but he'll make some good pepperoni.
Pepperoni bear. What's that, Abby? Hang on.
In the middle of the middle. Kills him there and shit. Well, you want to take this? I'll just drag him down the hill.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
he's not that small, eh?
No.
Want me to grab a paw?
To the truck. Want to trade?
sure. Where's your camera?
It's on my wrist here.
Oh. A bit of workout getting this bear down, but we're making her happen.
Oh yeah. I guess we gotta.
Depending on how we can drive in over there.
Yeah, I think. Like a truck there.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I'll go grab my truck.
Yep.
there.
Oh, that's fine. His spirit will run deep in the freezer. Come on, girl.
Check it out, Tex.
There you go, Tex. Hey, what's that there, buddy?
Littlefoot.
Well, it didn't take us long. A few hours driving around today. We already shot our first bear. Here it is here. Not overly too big a one, but it'll make some pepperoni. Best part is, shot him on top of the hill, drug him down the hill, got the truck right to the bear. So now we gotta quarter him up, get him into the truck, then we'll get him home. Alrighty, so we made our home here. We got the bear all quartered up and skinned out and in the cooler. So now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be making some bear stew tonight. And the first order of business is we got a little pan here, some oil in there. And I'm just gonna take a package of bear stew meat from last year's bear here. And we're just gonna start browning it up. Now that we have the meat in the pan here, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to start to season the meat as it browns. What I got here is just a couple of different little seasonings. Basically any kind of pre-mixed stuff where you can do your own deal. So we got the barbecue pit boys, almighty. We'll throw some of that in here. And then some High Mountain Canadian Moose seasoning. And again, put a little sprinkle of this. Also what you're doing, you're going to be putting in quite a bit, because not only are you seasoning your meat, you're also going to be seasoning all of your vegetables and your broth as well. And then just to add a little touch of kind of like a steak spice, I got this Cattle Boys gourmet seasoning. It ain't so bad. So we'll flick the lid open, throw some of that in here too. And now basically what we're going to do is we're just going to cook this on a fairly high heat until all that meat is pretty well browned up, and then we'll throw in our vegetables. Okay, so we got our meat here. It's all starting to brown up here fairly nice. So now what we're going to be doing is I got a whole white onion here, kind of roughly cubed up, and we're just going to go ahead and toss that into the pan here. Hopefully they all make her. And we're missing a couple pieces. I'll just have to pick those up, put them in there. And then basically we're going to cook these down until they're fairly soft. And then once they're soft, we have a couple of onions and potatoes and celery that we'll throw in there. And yeah, we'll slowly bring this stew together. But here you have it. You just got your meat and your onions in there. Let them all get all mixed up and mingle, socialize a little bit. And then pretty soon we'll add some more vegetables. Okay, so our onions are starting to get all nice and soft here now. So what I got here is 3 or 4 potatoes all cubed up, a couple big carrots, and 2 stalks of celery. So now we'll just add that into our pot. There we go. And we'll give that a nice little mix and cook on that for, oh, probably a good 20-30 minutes until things are kind of half cooked, kind of a deal. And then from there we'll add in our garlic, and pretty soon we'll be adding our stock. So this is slowly coming together. You can see it's pretty gonna be a fairly hearty stew, but hey, it's all good. Alrighty, so once we get these kind of half cooked, I'll show you guys the next step here for making my stew. Alrighty, so we got our potatoes and carrots fairly soft now. You can put your fork about halfway through it. So we're going to add in our garlic. And the garlic, we got about 4 cloves there, kind of roughly sliced up and all that good stuff. Throw that in there until that garlic gets nice and fragrant. We'll add a little knob of butter, and then we'll add in our beef broth. Okay, so I just added about a tablespoon of butter in there. Now I got some of our beef broth, and we're just gonna dump this in here. As a little side note, if you want to thicken your stew, save some of your beef broth, put it into a little pan, and save some of your beef broth, put it into a pan, and then warm it up with a little bit of cornstarch in there, and then add that to your stock, and then it'll thicken it up without having to use water. So now that we have our beef stock in there, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let this come up to a boil, and we'll boil it until all the carrots and potatoes are nice and soft. And then what I'll do is I'll grab my second jug here, and I'll warm it up, and we'll thicken this up so it's a nice thick stew. Alright, so all of our vegetables here are nice and soft now. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a little bit of a thickener to thicken up our stew. And here we have roughly a cup of beef broth. So I'm going to take, I don't know, a tablespoon or 2 of cornstarch. Put that in there, maybe 1 more. And I'm going to take a fork, I'm just going to whisk this all up. And then basically once this is all whisked up, we'll slowly put this into our stew, adding just a little bit at a time. Then that way we don't get overly too thick, and you can kind of control it a little bit better. So now that we have this pretty well whisked in here, I don't think there's any big lumps or anything like that. Take her over to the stove here, and let's add a little bit at a time, probably about half like that. And while it's still boiling, we'll grab our spoon here, and we'll just slowly mix her all in. And turn up the heat a little bit more. And now as this thickens up, we'll just kind of watch it real careful. Make sure it doesn't get overly too thick. If it does, we'll add more beef broth, kind of a thing. But yeah, once this is thick, I'll show you how it turned out. Alright, so after adding up our cornstarch and broth there, you can see how thick it got. Now she's all ready to go. Got some nice fresh homemade bread there, all ready for the guys. So yeah, once she cools down, they'll come in here and grab a bite to eat, and we'll get one of them to do a taste test. Alrighty, Shelby stepped up to the plate here, so she's gonna tell you how the old bear stew made.
It's gonna be hot as hell. That is good.
Well, there you go. Nice, simple, easy bear stew to make up. You don't have to do it with bear too. You can do it with moose, deer, beef. It don't matter. Heck, don't even put, meat in there if you don't have it. Whatever. You do you. But anyways, we're gonna sit down and have ourselves some stew. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button down in the corner. Leave us a comment or 2. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.